ESP, remote viewing, ghost hauntings, time travel, energy work, exercise, diet, and yoga. So that will be the encompass of what the channel will touch on over the videos. And I look forward to taking you on my journey and working with you as partners in raising the elevation of vibration. So that's really what my goal and my purpose is to really bring elevation to the vibration frequency of those here on earth with me. Yesterday I did a small introduction on energy and how physical energy meets metaphysical energy and what that means to us. I'll be going further into that as we move forward with the channel and teaching you how to use the energy and how to transmute energy and change energy and redirect energy. But to understand all of this, we need to really understand the basics of not just spirituality and energy, but of life and the concept of being here, and knowing that we are spiritual beings that are having a human existence and not human beings having a spiritual existence. And once we can understand and master that, we are able to move forward onto other lessons. The first lesson yesterday, the introduction to energy, and knowing that we are all created up of universal energy and atoms. Today, we'll be discussing spiritual breathing and what the spiritual breathing is, why it's important. Don't mind me as I grab for notes on a regular basis, because as an indigo empath, I am also a triple water sign. I have a Cancer moon, a Cancer sun, and a Pisces rising. And I can become very, very scattered very quickly. So, spiritual breathing is actually discussed in the scriptures. Why is it important? Because it helps us to relax and lower our blood pressure, to rid our bodies of waste and toxins. It is the link between the mind, body, and soul. Breathing will lead to healthy functions. Are you nervous and agitated? Short and quick breathing may occur. Any irregular breathing equals the mind is anxious and disturbed. So when we can focus on breath, we can start to relieve some anxiety. We can start to relax. Breathing properly and learning spiritual breathing leads to healthier and spiritual, mentally and physically stronger bodies. Keeping clear and sharp minds are effective of controlling our emotions and our fears. Slow, regulated breaths bring calm and tranquility and good effects. Focus of the mind, living in the present, centering, feeling alive, feeling securely anchored to the physical world while opening up to increased energy flow, like, for example, when we astral travel, and on the metaphysical and spiritual inputs. When we're looking at spiritual breathing, actually, when we're looking at any breathing, we're looking at the diaphragmatic breath, the belly breath, where a lot of people will tend to think that breath comes from the chest, and that's not what breath is. Breath is bringing it into the stomach, bringing it into the diaphragm, and releasing it. It's an expansion in the stomach and the diaphragm area. If you're breathing into the chest, you're not taking a spiritual breath. So exhaling the impure properties, energies, toxicities that are flowing from within, we're releasing them on the exhale. And on the inhale, we're taking in the purities, we're taking in the cleansing breath, we're taking in the good vibrations from Mother Nature. Physical breathing provides the body constant supply of oxygen, which is necessary for energy production and circulatory blood flow, correct? We can all agree upon that. Spiritual breathing is the restoration of life force energy through the inhalation with prana and chi, while the exhalation is the release of lower vibration energies and the releasing of fears. Now remember, we have fear and we have love, or we have love and we have fear. I should put the fear over here. When we're taking in our breath, we're taking in a breath of spiritual prana and loving energy. When we're releasing our breath, we're letting go of the negativity and the toxicity flow. There is two fundamental, equally important aspects of breathing. One is maintaining life support for that physical breathing with that constant supply of energy, while spiritual breath is about releasing toxicities, bringing in the eternal prana and chi, bringing in that life force energy to our spiritual self, to our soul self, to our mind, body, heart connection. Okay. See, me too. I get flustered easily when I'm chit-chatting away over here because I get intimidated for being on camera. But, you know, it is what it is. So if we go, you can see, looks like a pregnant belly. That's the spiritual breath. It's coming into the stomach and it's releasing out. Okay, so now that we all got a good glimpse of my booty, all right, let's just move on now onto the next in remedying exercises of breathing. Okay, conscious action breath is empowering. It's the concentration. It's really, if you think about it, that exhalation, that release of toxicity, that let go feeling is very symbolic. It gives us a sense of empowerment, of having control over our own life, feelings, breath. Fun fact. In Christianity, trust God to fill you with the Holy Spirit on the in-breath and to release the exhale breath of sins and confessions. Don't believe me? Fact check it. Look it up. Interesting Christianity fact. Okay. So, don't hold your breath. Release it in and out. Now, there are other forms of breathing where you will hold your breath for a certain count and then release it. But in spiritual breath, this is a I know I'm blocking my stomach. You can't see the stomach going in and out as I'm blocking it with my knee, but have trust and faith that that is what I'm showing you. Okay. Have we built a development of relationship and rapport yet? I don't know. You tell me. Remember, if you hit the like and subscribe in the comment section, you can follow me, get updates on my content as I post new. I'm sure that as I start to do more of these videos, I'm going to be a little bit better at what I do. I know that I'm intimidated and that I am having a hard time on keeping it engaging, but I hope that you're enjoying me. I mean, my personality is my personality. You can't take it away no matter what, right? Okay. So, going back, there is breathing exercises where you can deeply breathe, inhale, expanding the belly, allowing that belly to fully open the abdomen, and then expand, and then releasing, deep releasing. If you feel lightheaded or feel like you're getting vertigo, it's due to the oxygen surge that you gave your brain. You're gonna be okay. It's not giving you some sort of exorcism or bringing demons into you. That's not what this is about. This is all light and love. This is all about good, loving energy coming from the universal life support, divine source, angels. You want to understand that this is part of a spiritual practice for the betterment of your soul, for the evolution, for the raise of your higher vibrations of frequency, which we will talk about frequency and vibrations as we move forward as well. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I have fun putting these videos together. Like I said, I kind of knew that this was something that I was supposed to be doing, was teaching, was to be sharing, to be giving a journey, holding the hands of others, and opening them up to the receptivity of a different side of spirituality that isn't taught in school. This stuff should probably be taught in school, and it's not. We're taught the fundamentals of math and language arts and social studies, but I think that metaphysical science and spirituality are so important, and understanding the auras and chakra systems are so important, that this is something that children should be exposed to at a young age. This isn't something that should wait until, we are get curious on our own. We are curious on our own as children. Many of us had invisible friends, so to speak. I know that my invisible friend's name was Samantha, and she was with me all the time. I heard her. I saw her. She sat at the desk and played with me. I'm getting goosebumps as I talk about it because it brings back a grand memory. But when they told me that Samantha did not exist and that it was an invisible, imaginary friend and not a soul connectivity to the other realm, it closes you off as a child, and you don't keep that openness and awareness that you're supposed to have, because when we do come to this earth, we forget that we are spiritual beings having a human existence. We are trained, we are indoctrinated to believe that we are human beings that eventually will open up to a spiritual awareness and have a spiritual journey. But that is so not the case. We are spiritual beings that are here having a human existence to learn about the reconnectivity of soul to source, from soul to source. What is it? How do we connect to it? And a lot of people go through this life never understanding that, never figuring that out, and they wonder why they have such a depression, why they have these demons that seem to attack them. So part of the basics of this is learning the energy work, learning what we are pure energy form, learning that we control our destiny. We control our thoughts, we control our emotions, we control our reactions and actions, we control our breath, we control our breathing, we control our life force energy and where it comes from. If we can grasp the basics of these fundamentals, then moving and healing and evolving our soul's journey becomes that much easier. The more resistance that we give to these, what do I want to call them? Examples, these ways, these practices, these teachings might be a good word for it. The more open we are, the more we practice them, the more we raise the vibration of our soul. We raise the vibration of the souls on earth. We raise the frequency vibration that we have here on this realm. So it all starts with understanding that we are energy, that we have been sent to this universe, from the overlapping universes to the earthly realm, to identify who we are as all connected, conscious universal energy, connected to divine source, and that I am you and you are me. But in order to understand that, we also have to understand the real foundation of where it all comes from where it all works. So many people get excited to learn about one topic. They want to learn about crystals and gemstones and how they work, or they want to learn about spell rituals, or they want to learn about time travel, but they never understood the foundation. So they have nothing to continue to build on, and everything that they do with their energy work becomes chaos energy work. And chaos energy work, while it may be magical and it may get results that you would like, is not properly harnessed. And when it's not properly harnessed, it can have spitter spatter results, and it can have effects on others that you didn't wish for it to have. So learning the basics, I always like to say that this is getting back to the basics, basics of the soul, the basics of this soul's earthly journey, and how to stay connected, how to stay protected, how to stay open and receptive. And that is to understand that we are energy. That is to understand that spiritual breath is the conscious awareness of toxic release and purity ingestion. In yoga, they call it, I don't even know how to say this word. I mess it up all the time. But it's the formal practice of controlling the breath, pranayama yoga. The inhale brings breath or oxygen into the belly. It's a conscious awareness of breath. We take deep breaths through our nose. We expand our diaphragm. We slowly deep breathe over these oxygens far down into our diaphragm. And then in some instances, we may be told to hold that breath and then to slowly release that breath. In other instances, we may be told to release that breath automatically as soon as it comes all the way down. It depends on which practice of breathing that you are looking at, okay? Breath is life. Breath work is proven as a very effective practice of promoting physical, psychological, emotional, spiritual healing, health, and balance. Breathing techniques have been practiced for centuries, dating back BC. The styles of breathing that we have seen is there's deep breathing, which is big belly breaths. That's what we were talking about with the diaphragm, right? And then we have breath focus, where we have the deep breath with a focus with the words or the photo or the held intention. We have the 5-5-5 or the 7-7-7. It depends on who has taught you your breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, sorry, I just busted to song, rhyme, and dance at any given time. I hope that you don't mind. It's just who I am. Okay, so the 5-5-5 or 7-7-7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the inhale. Hold for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. And that was like the pantamic count that I was doing, right? So that is the breathe in, breathe out method. Then you have the progressive muscle relaxation with the tension on muscles on the in-breath and the relaxation on the out-breath. So a lot of athletes might use this, or if you have injuries where you breathe in and you tighten up the muscles, and then on the exhalation you relax the muscles. Then there's also the lion's breath, where you're making that ha 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 sound on the way out. That's so we've got the diaphragmatical breathing, we've got pursed lips breathing, we've got esophageal breathing, segmental breathing, and learning proper breathing will help us in meditation as well as master any other areas in our life, focusing our mind, focusing our energy, focusing our spirit. And really, that spiritual breath will lead us into proper grounding and shielding. So with what we've learned today, tomorrow's lesson will go into grounding and what is grounding and why is grounding important, and then we'll go into some shielding and protection, and then we'll go into some spiritual cleansing, and we'll do all that in upcoming episodes. But so far, I have now brought forth 2 very basic lessons that are very important moving forward, as we get into energy work, as we get into understanding crystals, as we get into manifestation, as we get into law of attraction, all of these lessons that I'm sharing with you are setting a solid foundation for you to be successful on your spiritual and metaphysical journey. And with that being said, this morning I'd like to send you out a big, welcoming, loving hug, some Reiki energy, a big smile, and ask that when you are out and enjoying your day, that you help to raise the vibration, elevation of frequency here on earth. That when you see somebody that has a beautiful smile, let them know they have a beautiful smile. Okay, maybe we can't see them because everybody's behind a mask these days, but you can see that they have beautiful eyes. Tell them that they have beautiful eyes. Maybe you like the shoes that they're wearing. Tell them that they have great shoes. Be the reason somebody smiles today. Walk in light and love and serve the divine purpose. It's my pleasure serving you, and I look forward to doing another video tomorrow. In light and loving service always. Namaste.